That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
I was super, super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special. That's probably one of the only times in my career I felt like, oh shit, like you did something special. I haven't really had time to really like sit back and think, but that.
Tired? I'm averaging a triple-double in the finals, so I'm pretty good.
Well, I mean, are you a smart guy?
Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today.
Say I'm like fine wine, I get better with age. So. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. It's simple.
Same way you slow me down. You can't.
It doesn't matter to me if I'm a 6 seed or a 3 seed or a 2 seed, 8 seed. If I come into your building for a game one.
People always debate it. Who's the greatest player of all time? Dumb question. It should be who's the greatest team of all time. You know, there are so many teams to choose from. The 91 Chicago Bulls, sorry Showtime. The 92 Bulls, back-to-back. The 93 Bulls, first three-peat. The 97 Bulls, even with the flu. 98 Bulls, no push-off. And my favorite, the 96 Chicago Bulls. 72 wins, tough to beat that. What? You think there's someone else? Prove it.
Demoralize you and scare the living hell out of you.
When you think of Michael Jordan, he's just that competitive fire.
I believe that every night he stepped on the floor, he put on the cape.
Gets it to Jordan. Michael challenges and slams.
Because it's one thing in watching him play, and then it's another thing in playing against him. That was very inspiring for me. Michael went 6.
He made me want to be an NBA basketball player. And, you know, just to tell him, you know, thanks for everything he brought to the game and opened the door up for the rest of the players. Without his vision, I promise you, there wouldn't be no Hall of Fame Allen Iverson standing at this podium if it wasn't for this guy. He gave me the vision, man. And, you know, you want to be fast like Isaiah. You want to shoot like Bird. You know, rebound like Barkley. Pass like Magic. Be dominant like Shaq. But man, I wanted to be like Mike.
So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane. And I would tell him, I said, when I face him, we're gonna go at it. He says, oh, you don't wanna do that. I'm like, what?
Jordan?
I'm never going against Jordan, dog. I've never seen it. I thought Michael Jordan was Jesus Christ, like playing to be Michael Jordan. I swear to God, dog. Listen, man.
The first time I played against him, and I walked out on the court, and I looked at him, and for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, like, man, that's Mike. And I'm looking at him. I can't stop looking at him. Like, I'm looking at his shoes, and I'm like, man, he got on the Jordans. You know what I mean? Like, it was Mike. It was my idol. It was my hero. I used to watch him and sit on my mom's dresser, and she used to tell me, boy, if you don't get back from that TV before you go blind, you better. Like, I wanted to be that close to him just watching him.
Here's Jordan for 3. Yes! Did you see that look? Michael!
Before the game, I was terrified.
We're playing this exhibition game, and Michael's going through the motion. And Chuck Person, who's on my team, who's a trash talker as well, is like, can you believe Michael Jordan? The guy everyone's talking about, who's supposed to be able to walk on water, you're out here killing him, Reg. This is in the first half. It's like, you should be talking to him. It's like, you know, you're right, Michael. Who do you think you are? The great Michael Jordan? That's right. There's a new kid on town, right? He kind of looks at me and starts shaking his head. So at half, I have 10, and he has 4 points, right? I'm doing all this talking. He's like, okay. Into the game in the second half, he ended up with 44, and I ended up with 12. So he outscored me 40-2. And as he's walking off, he's like, sure, and be careful, you never talk to Black Jesus like that.
Schooled for a baseline dunk the first time I matched up with him. That was like the coolest thing. It was, because I'd seen that spin move so many times, and then I knew he was going to do it. But the timing on TV and then in person are two completely different things. So he just spun right before I thought he was going to spin, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. Seriously, I mean, I don't think people really understand the amount of impact that he's had on me as a player and as a leader.
You're picking, and you're the coach, or you're playing, and you need the running mate, and you could have LeBron or Michael. Who you picking?
Well, that's a dumb question. You ask me. I'm gonna take LeBron or Michael. I've never done anything but LeBron, so I wouldn't take LeBron to the movies with me.
Good, okay. I wanted that.
I've always felt that when it was all said and done, that Michael Jordan was the best player ever to play the game.
They talk about guys being competitors. He was the fiercest of all the competitors.
Whether it was a meaningless game in April or Game 6 of the NBA Finals, we just played so hard, all he wanted to do was win.
Could set the bar at 7.5 feet and tell them nobody's ever jumped that before, and they say, I can do it.
When I hear your name, I think of how much I detested you because we could never get over the top.
Chicago going for their first world championship in the Jordan era, and he goes up, he elevates, he switches hands in the air. The most beautiful move that I had seen.
Michael Jordan became a symbol of both the Bulls and the league.
Michael Jordan showed that the name on the back of the jersey could be bigger than the name on the front.
My son is 3 years old, and if you ask him who wears number 23, he'll say Michael Jordan.
There was 15 guys in the room, and 13 of those 15 guys had on Jordans.
In his basement, he had all the old footage on VHS. I'm watching the game. It's like 3 in the morning. We came out there like, oh, come on, we're going upstairs to the gym. He broke down how to score the basketball. That year, I was averaging like almost 30.
He came to San Antonio to play, and I just remember the energy in that building. When they walked into there, the first shot I took like a 15-footer. I think I shot it like 8 feet.
I think of Michael Jordan as just that competitive fire. He held everybody on the team to a championship standard. And the type of leader you look at and admire and want to be like.
He was all universe, all planet, the best of the best.
He was playing against the Utah Jazz and heard from someone off the court after he dunked on John Stockton that he should pick on someone his own size. And then a few plays later, dunked on 7-footer Mel Turpin and went back and said, is that guy big enough for you?
Michael Jordan was everything.
Everybody's hero.
That guy's got a lot of heart.
I was just so in awe.
He changed my life.
Once in a lifetime.
He's the greatest of all time.